What is going on, everybody? Today we are talking about the Kramer SM-1H, taking me back to my 80s roots here. Let's chat about this guitar. We actually talked about this the other day on my live stream on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. about how Kramer, I feel like, is like a Gibson gateway drug guitar, if that makes sense. I don't think it always used to be like that, obviously, but now that they own them, and now that Gibson owns Kramer, it kind of makes sense. This is a really cool guitar. We featured it in our Gear News last couple weeks ago, and I immediately was like, I think I have to have one. This is a mahogany body, mahogany neck, set through sort of situation there with the proper Kramer peg head. It's got some tools on the back right there for your Floyd Rose Series 1000 tremolo. A Seymour Duncan, I believe this is a JB. It's got a push-pull right there. And this thing is sick. 25.5-inch scale. Super slim, kind of fast sort of feeling profile. It's bound on the side. It has an ebony fretboard. It has these Kramer peg head inlays from, all the way up the neck. I think they kind of more look like a chili pepper. So I'm calling them chili pepper inlays, but I think they are pretty sick. The guitar is finished all the way around. A lot of times some of these guitars are actually just the natural wood on the neck, but this is finished all the way around, so it's painted everywhere. It weighs 6 pounds 10 ounces, and yeah, as you heard, it sounds pretty cool. Now there are a couple of downsides to it after playing it for a little bit that I want to fix. Then of course I'm a pickup guy, so we're going to chat about that stuff. I feel like the coil split volume is a little too drastic and it gets a little too weak, and I don't understand why you would use it quite on this guitar. So we've got a pickup that we're going to put in here that's going to fix that. And then the other thing that I kind of don't like about it is what you heard. For me to get a sound that I personally like, now obviously this is super subjective, but to get the sound that I personally like, I really had to screw around with the amp a bunch to get some sounds that I like. If you put everything up in 12s, this is what it sounds like. It might sound fine to you, but I just didn't feel like it bit enough, and I didn't feel the mid-range was way too honky and nasally for me. So I kind of had to cut the mids and play around with it a little bit to get it to sound right. Now, obviously, when you play in a mix, in a band, you're going to mix it around different than when you're playing alone, obviously. But just for messing around in the office here, I really want a less honky pickup. So we're going to put something in here that's a little bit more well suited to, I think, the higher gain stuff that you're going to do with this, and less of that honky mid-range. This is a fantastic instrument. I will tell you, quality-wise, the fretwork is impeccable. The setup is not 100% perfect. I did not set this guitar up out of the box. I just tuned it and played it. And if you listened in the samples, you can probably hear a couple of little intonation issues, but I wanted to share with you out of the box how it sounded. Obviously, if we were to just take our tool and put it on here and set the intonation, it would be fine, but I wanted to give you an honest out of the box. It's okay, but it needs to be just a little bit adjusted. The Floyd Rose came perfectly set up, perfectly level to the body. The tension was great with the 9s on it. That was perfect. So, you know, obviously just a little tweaking for that would be fine. But the other reason I wanted to leave it alone is because I think we're going to go ahead and get some Floyd Rose upgrades for this from FU Tone. So I'm kind of excited about that. Maybe a tone block, maybe some cool purple screws, I don't know what. And then we're going to put a new pickup in it, and we're going to do some things with this. However, out of the box, this guitar is fantastic. It is super, super fun. I just wanted to share it with you today. As we do a couple of upgrades on this, we will share a couple of more videos, but I'm really excited about it. I should say this was not a sponsored video. I paid for this with my own money at sweetwater.com. There's a link to it in the description. If you use that link, it does help the channel, so please do. But this thing is great. You will see more of it, and you will see it hanging here in the background with the rest of the guitars when on our live streams and stuff, because I really like this guitar, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. So, thanks for hanging out. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and the like button and do all the things that you do when you watch YouTube videos, and you will see this in some more upcoming projects.